What if I told you that the debt system was designed not to help you escape, but to keep you just current enough to stay in the game? There is a version of your life running in the background that you cannot fully see. It is quiet. It does not announce itself, but every month, without asking for permission, it takes something from you. Not dramatically, just a percentage, a rate, a minimum payment that feels manageable until you realize that paying the minimum is not paying the debt. It is paying the cost of keeping the debt alive. Most people in debt did not end up in this situation due to recklessness. They ended up here due to medical expenses, a job loss, or a period when they spent more than they earned. Debt accumulated, and then the system kicked in. A system designed not to help you escape, but to keep you current, making just enough payments to stay in the game, never fully getting out. The difference between someone who gets out of debt in 3 years and someone who carries it for 15 is rarely their income. What matters is the method, and most people never learn the method because no one teaches it, at least not before the debt has already arrived. Welcome to 5-Minute Money. In the next 5 minutes, you'll learn one powerful idea that can change the way you think about money. If you find value here, subscribe for more. Now let's continue. The first method is the avalanche. You list all your debts, identify the one with the highest interest rate, and direct every available extra dollar toward that debt while paying minimums on everything else. When it is gone, you take the full payment you were making and redirect it to the next highest rate. The mathematics of this approach are unambiguous. The avalanche eliminates the most expensive debt first and minimizes the total interest paid over the life of your debt. It is the fastest method on paper. For people who can stay motivated by numbers, it is the most powerful tool available. The second method is the snowball. You list your debts from smallest balance to largest and attack the smallest first, regardless of interest rate. Each eliminated debt produces a payment that rolls into the next. The mathematics here are slightly less efficient than the avalanche, but the psychology is significantly more powerful for many people. Small wins produce motivation, motivation produces consistency, and consistency in debt repayment, as in everything else, is the variable that matters most when the process is long. The third element, and the one that makes either method dramatically more effective, is stopping the bleeding. You cannot effectively attack debt while simultaneously creating new debt. This means identifying and addressing the spending patterns that are still feeding the balance, not permanently, not dramatically, but honestly. The gap between what you earn and what you owe can only narrow if the inflow to existing debt stops. The fourth element is the extra payment. It does not need to be large. An additional $50 per month toward a principal balance produces results that feel disproportionate to the amount, because the loan was designed around a specific payment schedule, and any additional payment compresses that schedule. You are not just paying $50. You are removing weeks of interest from the back end of the loan. The fifth element is negotiation. Most people do not know that interest rates on existing debt are often negotiable, particularly with credit card issuers who would rather reduce your rate than lose you to a balance transfer or a default. A single phone call with a clear credit history and a polite but direct request produces a rate reduction more often than most people expect. Lower rate, same payment, faster escape. None of these methods require a high income. None require financial expertise. What they require is a clear picture of how much you owe, to whom, and at what rate, and the decision to choose a method that suits your psychology. If mathematics motivates you, use the avalanche. If you need wins, use the snowball. If you can hold both, use the combination. All of these strategies can move you from where you are to somewhere safer. Debt did not arise because of your failure. In most cases, it arose because the system was designed to make borrowing easy and escaping expensive. The minimum payment is not a repayment plan. It is a retention strategy. And every month you pay only the minimum, you are financing the system that keeps you in place. The escape is not complicated. It requires a method, a direction, and the understanding that the time between where you are and where you want to be is determined not by how much you owe, but by what you do next.